The New England Patriots absolutely disrespected this divisional rival. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. You guys know on the daily pushing out Patriots content to people just like you who can't get enough. In season, out of season, draft, whenever it might be, we're talking Patriots football. And as this offseason starts ramping up after the hire of Mike Vrabel, don't miss out on content. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment below. Different question to start off the day. Of all the AFC East teams, all right, of all those rivals, which personally is your least favorite? The one you hate the most, you despise the most, you just can't stand. Which one is it? Comment below. So what we're going to be talking about today, the Patriots really showing up this divisional rival. It's hilarious. We're going to jump into that as well. A name that you have heard a lot potentially comes to the Patriots. We'll jump into that. And at the end, we'll touch on the same topic with that. We're talking about the draft. So let's jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, Mike Vrabel, we know, hired by the New England Patriots, but apparently seconds before, a last-second effort by the New York Jets, ladies and gentlemen, calling up the New England Patriots, calling up Mike Vrabel and basically groveling on their knees, asking, please, would you be willing to reconsider? We would love you in New York, technically New Jersey. It's not actually New York. They're in East Rutherford, New Jersey. But that being said, sir, we would love to have you. We want to have a team that has, we have a great thing going for us. We don't know what in the world really happened to our old coach. It was a whole thing that he just drove this thing into the ground, and then he left mid-season, if even that. And then Aaron Rodgers, this Hall of Fame quarterback, just has not a great season. We bring in Davante Adams. It's just an absolute disaster. And I will say they have pieces. And when it comes down to it, the New England Patriots were too quick and made the right moves when they needed to get Mike Vrabel. But it is hilarious to hear that the New York, I almost said New York Football Jets. The New York Jets wanted Vrabel so bad, and I just love it. I love it because the Jets are hands down my least favorite team in the AFC East. Now, this is in what's interesting is it makes me feel even better and validate this hire more for the Patriots. Is it says right here, the Jets desperately needed someone to change their culture and instill a disciplined mindset that's been sorely lacking for a decade plus. Now, man, that just sounds miserable and depressing and awful. Again, letting me know, hey, the Patriots got their guy. They got who they wanted. Makes me feel good, especially the other people. Just like how the New York football, this is why I was thinking the Giants. The New York football Giants wanted to trade up to get Drake May. It makes you feel better like, hey, we got someone that a lot of other people wanted, that a lot of people, other people had high on their list or the top on their list. So, man, that pumps me up. I love to hear that kind of stuff. What is interesting too, though, with the football, there you go. I keep doing it. The football Jets, the New York Jets, is apparently they again interviewed Rex Ryan. I have a hard time seeing Rex Ryan get the job. Granted, he brought him to 2 AFC Championship games. Very, very defensive-minded teams. Offensively, they weren't anything to write home about. They weren't any crazy, good looking from any aspect when you're watching the game, but defensively they had a great defense. Rex Ryan, if you heard him on, it was some show the other day, he basically was saying, hopefully, the Mike Vrabel, I'll be able to kick his 2 times a year. And it's like, okay, buddy, we get you interviewed for the job. I don't think you're going to get it. And maybe he does. Maybe he does, but I doubt it. I really, really, really doubt it. Comment below. Do you think Rex Ryan gets that job? Let's hear from you. But funny story. Love to hear it. Patriots just disrespecting, just saying, nope, he's mine, not yours. See you later. Next, we've talked about this 100 times, but it looks more and more promising that someone like a T. Higgins could end up for the Patriots more now than ever. T. Higgins has talked about he wants to be on a winning team. All right, so he is already with Joe Burrow, great quarterback, Jamar Chase, great wide receiver. that team has pieces where we've obviously seen him make the Super Bowl, and we've seen him potentially make some runs in the playoffs. But when it comes down to it, he is not the number one guy. He would be the number one guy in New England. And I think him seeing a change in leadership and understanding also he would get paid, I think that the Patriots could lure him to New England. But the big question is, and the question we are going to ask 100 times over, 1,000 times over, is what will the Patriots do in the offseason leading up to the draft? Now, I would love T. Higgins. I would love to bring someone in there. But again, the question becomes, what are the Patriots going to do with that 4th overall pick? Now, this is their the 4 potential picks. They're probably going to pick one of these 4. And I want to show this just because going from T. Higgins talking, if he gets picked up, again, I don't know necessarily if you look at McMillan from Arizona. Travis Hunter is an interesting one. Do you draft him and play him at CB2? Is he a wide receiver? What exactly do you play him at? Because again, if we're getting wide receiver, I like Travis Hunter, but in all honesty, I'd rather have McMillan than Travis Hunter. But you look at Travis Hunter, and I think still the question mark for him is, where is he going to play predominantly? Because there will be times, I guarantee you, if he plays mostly wide receivers, there'll be times he gets in at a corner or something like that. I don't doubt that. But I have a hard time seeing him play both ways in the NFL. Again, we will see. Offensive tackle Will Campbell is climbing up the charts. A lot of good interviews that I've seen of him. That would be great. But then the question again becomes, what do they do in the offseason? Do they get someone like a T. Higgins, meaning they don't have to go get a McMillan? We know the offensive line is the biggest question mark on this team. And you know Mike Vrabel is a freaking football guy, and he's going to come out and say, we are going to get this crap taken care of. It was not taken care of last offseason with Elliott Wolf in the Drod Mayo regime, and we need to get it taken care of right now. And so he knows that. If you want to have a competent football team, you have to start in the trenches. I think that is common sense. That is football 101. I think anyone who has watched football for a majority or most of their life understands if you can't block, you're not going to be able to run the ball. You're not going to be able to throw the ball effectively. On the other side of the ball, it's the same thing. If you can't clog up holes, if you can't get through, your defense is going. Everything else is going to trickle back. It's going to make the linebackers look worse. It's going to make the secondary look worse. On the flip side as well, offensive line, if you can't get any push, your run game's not going to look as good. Your pass game's not going to look good. It's going to trickle. It's going to trickle down. So again, Will Campbell, if he continues to climb the chart, I think that's a tried and true pick right there. But again, McMillan, gosh, he just looks so great. He looks so great. And just his size, that's another thing I like over Travis Hunter. So between here we go. McMillan or Hunter? Comment below right now. What do you think? Who would you rather have? Again, I'm going to tell you McMillan. At this moment, I think he's a stud. You pair him with Drake May. I think that is a pairing that is going to be great for years to come. Years to come. I could see it being, again, he's been compared to a Drake London type. And again, Drake London is the type of player that I think with Penix now, you're going to see more of his ceiling now. You give him, another a year or so, I think he's going to start breaking out crazy. Last but not least, Abdul Carter. Again, edge is not as important, but again, a lot of people saying Abdul Carter is the best edge rusher in this draft, and it's not close. And so again, pairing someone with Keion White would be nice, but I don't think at this point it is a necessity. I think this draft is not necessarily deep in a handful of positions, but I think one position that it is somewhat deep, and I think if they would be willing to spend a pick early second round on a defensive end, I think they could get someone solid. Again, I think you look at people like Jack Sawyer. I think he's going up the chart. You look at Pierce from Tennessee. So those might be reaches in the early second round just because of how they performed at the end of the year. But that being said, you never know. It's the NFL draft. People can drop and people can get steals. So you never know. But comment below. Tell me what you guys think about this stuff. My name is Aaron. As always, Patriots content just for you. So hit that subscribe button on your way out. Hit the like button if you haven't, and we'll talk later. Peace.